to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser. And with me, as always, with late breaking news, the man who knows all there is to know,
Philman Perich.
That's the guy. Philip, late breaking news. What is it?
Hot off the presses. I just saw it, I think, on Facebook a couple minutes ago.
You know it's got to be true.
Well, I mean, the man himself put it up, who it's about, so I'm assuming it's true. Guess who's writing a cable Deadpool annual this summer?
Stan the Man Lee?
No, friend of the show, guest on Superconnectivity episode 150, David F. Walker.
David F. Walker?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's going to be a good book. Just when he thought he was done, they pull him back in.
That's right.
They said, no, David, you're too good to let go. Well, thank you, Marvel, for recognizing the importance of David F. Walker and giving him Deadpool, which is going to be fun because maybe I'll even get invited to go on the next Wade's World podcast when that comes out.
That's right. So yeah, I mean that's gonna be good news for him because I mean Cable and Deadpool's gonna be like high profile this summer.
That's huge, and it's one of these things. You get these. When they give these books, like Gail Simone doing Domino.
Mm-hmm.
It's Marvel investing not only in their product, the characters, but to really say, here's a great voice we want you to hear. And we know that this is a character that you're going to be interested in because it's tied to something that you're interested in already. We want to have that book ready to go for you when you get there. So, yeah, awesome. Way to go. Very happy to hear that for David F. Walker.
Says, I just pulled up an article this August, so.
Yeah, well, there we go. So it's going to be running opposite, what is that? Ant-Man and Wasp comes out in June?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's an ongoing. I don't know if this is just a one-shot because there is no Cable and Deadpool book right now. I mean, unless they're going to launch another one. I don't know because, right now they both have solo books, so.
Yeah, well, very good. We're all excited about Deadpool's new movie coming out. There has been some interesting speculation about Pete, our non-powered character from Deadpool. The film theorist had a very interesting theory on it, which is that Pete is nobody. Well, no, he goes to a very elaborate discussion about the character because Pete's name is Pete W. And he goes through the fact that Pete Wisdom was the leader of X-Force at a period of time. And basically what Matt Pat comes around to, hey, this is a spoilers podcast. Sorry if I'm spoiling this thing that came out like 4 weeks ago on the internet for free, so don't complain. His basic theory is that, look, I think Deadpool's trolling us. They've put this character in here to get all these nerds going, who could he be? Pete W. He must be Peter Wisdom. And he's going to have fire knives and all this stuff. And that's an interesting idea. More interesting to me than Pete, though. Although it would not surprise me if Pete winds up being associated with Department H. By the end of it. Because if you really want to do that great little turn, you do what they did with Phil Coulson. If you remember Phil Coulson, first Iron Man, he's a bumbling bureaucrat. No one's going to listen to this balding, middle-aged man. And then at the very end of it, he's like, we're S.H.I.E.L.D. Dun, 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 And to have Pete W. basically be, we're Department H. Comes in at the last minute because, hey, maybe they own it, or maybe I'm with Alpha Flight.
No.
Deadpool, I represent the Canadian government. We're putting together a little team. Alpha Flight. And then they do the reveal. You get Sasquatch and Snowbird.
I don't know. You think Disney was waiting? Disney might want to wait to unveil them once they get everything in,
Disney doesn't get a vote at the moment.
True.
If that's owned by
yeah, but do you really want to anger people who are about to give you money? And you're heckling on the price.
Well, you know what? But as it is, Fox has another suitor. Not SUTUR, SUTUR, but SUITOR. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Comcast, also known as NBC, has decided they want to get into the Fox game.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because they already own NBC. And it's kind of interesting because it's like, when you think about it, it's like, what does really Fox have to offer Comcast that it doesn't already have with NBC? And, Fox properties, there are a few, but what you really think about for the Fox properties are the Marvel properties that they own.
Yeah.
And it comes into this really interesting question is, are these companies just competing over getting Marvel? And now, of course, as nerds, we of course that's what they're fighting over. What else could it be? Really, are people really that desperate to own Casablanca? I mean, no, in all honesty, when you really think about it, when you think about the other properties that these companies own, Fox owns Rocky Horror Picture Show. So that might be, I believe that was a 20th Century Fox production, wasn't it? They own the Cannonball Run franchise. I know that for sure.
Do you think maybe they just want, maybe like Disney, maybe they're just interested in like those Marvel properties?
Well, that's what's always so weird about it. I guess from our perspective as not being media mogul, honestly, on some level, I think all these companies just want to take another player.
Maybe.
That it's even less about owning Marvel. I mean, basically, what I'm saying is, in my nerd fantasy world, yes, it's all about owning Marvel. Why else would you want to buy Fox except to own Marvel?
But the NBC Comcast thing, they don't have like a movie wing, do they? Maybe they want to get more into movies.
I mean, that could be it. Actually, now that you mention it, I'm trying to think if there is a movie. Well, NBC Universal. I've always heard that. So I think Universal Pictures is tied to NBC in some way.
Yeah, but that would make.
So maybe
does Universal have much anymore? Oh, mate, I don't know.
Didn't they use them in the Hulk? Oh, wow. No, that's Paramount. That's Paramount.
Oh, okay.
I'm mistaken. Who owns Flash Gordon? I know Orion did the last movie.
I don't know.
It's all crazy, but it's interesting in this way because, of course, like you said, Fox and Disney looked like they had a deal. They had a deal, and then Comcast just saunters on up, partially, arguably, due to the fact that AOL is moving on Warner's, and Comcast is feeling maybe we need a brand like that. It's interesting to me exactly how everything plays out because honestly, it would be to me. It seems like it would make more sense if Disney were buying Sprint or some other telecommunications company rather than just another content provider. Or content provider. But Disney decided it wanted it, and The Simpsons and Marvel. What else does Fox have to offer? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, really, think about it. What does Fox really have? I guess there's the original cuts of Star Wars is something Fox owns.
Maybe. Yeah. Like
maybe Indiana Jones is under Lucasfilm, so that's actually over at Disney now too. But maybe it's all the original cuts because I think the original cuts are owned by Fox, and so maybe they just like the Fantastic Four, they want to get the ownership of the original content back. They don't want anyone else to have the rights to their content.
Maybe, but I mean, if it comes down to a bidding war, who's going to outbid Disney?
Well, what would be interesting, honestly, to put it to you real simple, and it will tell you exactly what anyone wants, is if Disney and Comcast decide to, rather than fight, they just say, well, what do you want? What do we want? And Disney says, well, we want Marvel. Yeah, we want Marvel and Indiana Jones and Star Wars. What do you want? It says, well, we want, The Simpsons. I was like, okay, you guys have The Simpsons. We'll take that. We'll both cut our offer in half and say, that's all you're getting, Fox.
Yeah.
Kick them to the curb.
Well, I mean, I don't think Fox cares as long as the same amount of money's coming in, no matter how many sources it's coming from.
Well, yeah, I was saying that they both like whatever,
Oh, yeah.
I like that lowball Fox then, because once the two conspire, then Fox is out of a job.
We'll only give you $500 million.
Exactly. Well, but they want to buy a freaking satellite network, which is like that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what's weird to me is that Disney doesn't have a broadcast platform in the way basically they have stuff to put on the internet. They don't have anything that'll be your box to get to the internet. Because you need that like AT&T Time Warner. Like when AT&T AOL Time Warner comes into power, all of my content is going to be going through AT&T. That whole net neutrality thing is really going to become an issue for me because it's like, okay, well, I got that DC streaming service now for like easy. How do I get to my Marvel shows? They're going to force me to be a DC fan. Yeah, my only hope is that if AOL buys Time Warner, that they can actually care for the DC characters the way no one ever has. Because as I was saying to you off air, the problem that DC has is that nobody bought DC.
Yeah.
DC was just part of what DC. Well, actually, the people who bought DC were the people who bought Warner's, which was Kenny Parking. So Kenny Parking decided to get into entertainment, and they bought DC and Time Life and like a bunch of things. And one of the things they did was Warner Brothers Studio. But nobody ever said, we want to buy the DC characters because we want to build that into a franchise. The way that Disney very much sat down one day and said, we want to expand what we have. And then they started to buy these properties. They got the Henson properties. They got the Lucasfilm properties. They got the Marvel properties. And what's fascinating is that, whereas the Sesame the Henson properties and the Lucas properties were arguably, solid buys, betting on Marvel, that was still a risk, even after Iron Man. Because remember, they followed up Iron Man with the Incredible Hulk, which was a little lackluster, I still enjoy it, but it was lackluster. And so Disney's saying, no, the superheroes are worth it. Especially because when they bought it, they weren't thinking, oh, let's get Iron Man, let's get the Hulk. Thinking the Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's get no, and you laugh at that, but when you think about it, what have they done? They've built up all of these minor characters, B characters, Captain America, I love him to death, but he is... When you talk about Marvel's big three of Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man, Thor is the Superman, Iron Man is the Batman, Captain America, is Wonder Woman, except he's a man. So it's like you don't even have the fact that he's the Wonder Woman. No, he's just Captain America. A little too. He's like all the worst qualities of all the worst qualities in one. He's all the worst characters of Superman, that Blue Boy Scout, but without any of that superhuman power. So,
I mean, yeah, but before those movies came out, those books weren't even selling that great.
I mean, I always love them because I'm a.
Oh, me too, but
I'm a hardcore patriot,
Yes.
I'm the kind of guy who loved Captain America because I believe in America. Land of opportunity, a land of diversity and plurality. E probius unum, out of many come one.
And beer.
An import, but still good. That's the thing. Everything we love in America, it comes from somewhere else, but we put our own thing on it. That's what makes America great. We put our own thing on it. We welcome other things, and then we're gonna make it a little bit different, and it's better. That's what I say.
The melting pot.
The melting pot. And what doesn't taste good when you melt it all together in a pot? You ever have a stew that wasn't good? No, you haven't. Because virtually all stews are good stews. In fact, you go to any ethnic restaurant, you see a stew, you get that stew. That's a good thing. It's got all the spices that you like of that food, but it's all in a nice, uniform, easy to eat meal. Stews are great.
I'm trying to think of a guy named Stu.
You know what? You bite a guy named Stu, you're going to say, you are one tasty man. Anybody you know named Stuart? Stuart, the comic book guy from Big Bang Theory. Stu. He's delicious. Anyway, I missed Big Bang Theory last night, so I don't know.
So did I, but it's DVR'd, so if I watch it tonight, I'll let you know. Yeah, I believe it's the season finale, so.
Yeah, I really liked Jerry O'Connell last week's episode.
Oh, it was the Big Brother, yeah.
Yeah, the Big Brother, because you actually got this. They actually played with the character nicely and made him into a very sympathetic character. Made me realize, I guess Jerry O'Connell can act. Huh, who knew?
Oh,
I pick on Jerry O'Connell. I've been a fan of Jerry O'Connell's literally since My Secret Identity, which you'll never guess. It was, but it was a nice thing. You find out that he's a very successful young man in Texas. He owns Dr. Tire,
the biggest tire chain. Yes.
Yeah, biggest tire chain in Texas. And as a guy who blows out a lot of tires, because I am not a good driver.
Well, there's a lot of potholes this year.
Yeah, well, and I live in New Jersey too, so but yeah, although they just repaved like the worst street on my neighborhood, so it's like, it's nice now. Thank you, Raz Baraka. It's the mayor of Newark. Yeah, so tires are expensive, but you need them to have your car work. And I can imagine if you lived in Texas with hot asphalt melting your tires all the time, owning a tire chain would be a very good thing. But you can see how Sheldon gets mad that his brother has this success because it's a world that doesn't recognize what Sheldon does that's great, and the way that it recognizes what his brother's doing. And what his brother's doing is he's being a charismatic man and selling tires.
I mean, who's to say he doesn't have the intelligence? I mean, yeah, he's no Sheldon, but I mean, the potential in the family is there. So he's just his intelligence is in business.
Well, exactly. Well, that's the thing about intelligence is that there's many kinds of intelligence,
yes,
and one can make that very strong argument that Sheldon is actually, lacks emotional intelligence. And of course, in lacking emotional intelligence, he's not very successful in life.
Mm-hmm.
Where his brother has emotional genius and is very successful in life because math is great and useful and important, but you got to know how to talk to people.
To say, can't sweet talk people with math.
Well, exactly. Well, you can, but you actually have to know how to sweet talk people first.
Yes.
In fact, you get a guy who's brilliant and charismatic, you get a guy like Stephen Hawking who can, be in a freaking wheelchair and is still like a beloved figure throughout the world,
He still had like 2 or 3 wives.
Oh, man trust me, the man is not wanting for company. Well, now he's passed away.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Now maybe. Well, if he's an atheist, then yeah, he's probably wanting.
Said rest in peace. Didn't say he went anywhere.
Yeah, well, no, I know. Well, I subscribe to that theory that whatever you believe the afterlife is, that's what your afterlife will be. So if you're an atheist, it just goes to blackness. That's because that's what you expected. And, the universe just doesn't want to disappoint you. That's what he wanted. That's why the dwarves, in Narnia, all they believed was that the world was on fire and they lived in a barn because that was the end. That was the afterlife they believed in because they were depressed. Anyway. What else is there? Gave you a bunch of stuff. Now I remember. So, of course, if you haven't seen it yet, spoilers, Thanos wins. Half the universe is gone. But there is still hope. For his call has gone out for the universe's greatest champions. Who is that?
Bill and Ted.
Wild Stallions, yes! After... It seems like forever. The greatest heroes of the universe, we were promised, much like Thanos, was always promised as this darkness, but we never really saw why he was so much of a threat we should be afraid of. Mostly just seemed like a guy who sat in a chair and yelled at people a lot.
No.
Which basically was me, sitting in my big easy chair yelling at my kids. Come on, go get me an Infinity Stone or something. Go get me that Infinity Stone. That is Thanos. That was Thanos up until this episode.
Don't you sass me.
Yeah, don't you sass me, Gamora. Don't you sass me, Nebula. Give me that Infinity Stone.
I will blink you out of existence.
Yes. Well, now I can do that.
Yeah.
And
I wonder though, if not to take us too off course, but I mean that gauntlet was all melted after he did that snap. I wonder if that was just a one trick.
Well, you see, he's not wearing it in the final scene. He's hung up his armor, gonna make a scarecrow, because he's gonna just chill and be a farmer now. It's all he ever wanted to be, was a farmer. Sad. But no, well, yeah, he burnt out the glove. The glove is probably not gonna be good for Infinity Stoning anymore. Although it still has to be doing something, because this is the thing about it. He uses the Reality Stone to make everyone go away.
Yeah.
And the one thing we know about the Reality Stone is that once its effects have stopped, everything comes back.
Unless, what if he transported that? What if they're transported to like the Soul Stone or something?
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it did. But basically, all the stones have to be working together. The stones have to work together in order for the power to work. That's why he couldn't do it before. So, for example, with the Reality Stone, he could, in a moment, make anything disappear, make anything appear. He could do whatever he wanted, but those effects were temporary. You needed the Time Stone to make it last, the Space Stone to make it ubiquitous. You needed the Power Stone to give it the oomph. Sure, why not? And you needed the Soul Stone because, reasons. And is there another one? Oh, and the Mind Stone because, you had to think of stuff. Because you had something, you had to have something doing the planning. You had to have something that was, okay, here's how we're going to delete half the universe. You had to have something that was doing the planning. So all the stones had to work together. And if they do get separated, everything will come back. So basically, once you smash the glove, so the glove is burnt, the glove is charred, but it was made to do this one. Basically, the glove was designed so that you could use all 6 stones at once to do this one amazing trick. And because of that, it's now in this state, but it's still operational. It's still holding together. But once you smash that glove, once the stones are separated, they're going to be gone.
Oh, more breaking news.
Mm-hmm.
According to Newsarama, Charlie, I know you'll find this hard to believe.
Okay.
But Inhumans has been canceled.
Wait, was it on the bubble at some point?
I guess there was never an official word, but I guess the official word came today. Yeah.
That's got to be one of those things where someone's like,
"Let's be ironic."
Actually, I think it's more like someone was like, "Wait, did we actually officially cancel it?" It's like Scott Buck been going, but you know what happened is Scott Buck came by today. It's like, "Hey guys, how you been, man? I noticed that you guys hadn't officially canceled Inhumans yet. Just wanted to know where we were at with all that." And they're like, "Oh yeah, okay, let's make that official then."
Yeah, I gotta sign up for unemployment, Buck.
Yeah.
Either that or like the Fox deal. They're like, "Hey, if you give us X-Men and Fantastic Four, we'll give you Humans." No thanks.
No, well, nobody wants the Inhumans right now. Well, I want the Inhumans. I want Daisy Johnson. I want Yo-Yo. I want all the Inhumans that are cool. Because Agents of Shield made some cool Inhumans, and yeah, I really have no idea what went wrong with Inhumans.
Oh, but I know we talked about it on Capes and Lunatics Saturday, but I finally finished last week's Agents of Shield. Well, I finished it on Sunday, but last week's Agents of Shield. Holy crap!
Oh yeah, well,
Talbot, man.
Talbot is awesome as Graviton. All I gotta say is Thanos is lucky. Thanos is dang lucky that people were able to talk him into staying and not.
I know. I was thinking about that when he's like, "I gotta get down there and fight with the Avengers." I was like, "Oh, can you imagine that?"
Oh no, you know what it is? Oh, so we all know that there's that question about that time frame problem. Like, why is it that they're just seeing the thing over Wakanda just before they disappear?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, what if it's not the thing over Wakanda? What if after Talbot saves say, "Now I must go to the Avengers," and you get him see him like do, and then all of a sudden he fades away.
Oh,
that's what they're saying. They're saying he was doing this big gravitational thing above Wakanda to be the superhero, and then all of a sudden,
oh, nice.
because that's what Hill detected was this thing 10 times larger over Wakanda.
I think next week's the finale. I mean, I can double check that, but yeah, I think next week. But you know what? I'm thinking why they keep the timeline on that vague too is like I wonder if when they were filming that Avengers was still set to come out on the 4th, but then they moved it up a week.
I mean, it's entirely possible. I'm not entirely certain. What I will say on all of this, you're right. It is 2 weeks because I know there's 2 episodes of Once Upon a Time because Rumpelstiltskin's coming back apparently.
But yeah, tonight this is May the 11th. Tonight the Force of Gravity, and then next week is the finale, The End.
The End. This is the end, my friend. Your only friend, the end. Well, I mean, it'll be great. It'll be great. What else is there? I have not read any comic books yet, so don't hate me, Phil.
Do your homework tonight.
I gotta. But I also gotta live tweet Agents of Shield and stay up for more than the first 13 minutes. But I drank a lot of coffee today, so I think I'm okay. And I realized that's what I gotta do. I just gotta hammer that coffee at work, and I was actually starting to I was getting sick at work. The heat's all messed up and all that kind of stuff, and I was like just taxing myself all day at work. But I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for this amazing adventure we call Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Force of Gravity. Sounds going to be awesome. So long as they don't have like a Magneto character who can pull that gravitonium right out of his body.
Oh. Or evil mad scientist.
Yeah. No, but you know what? But you think about that. Wouldn't that just be the ever-loving end there with you have all that gravitonium, which is a metal, just like Magneto and Wolverine.
Yeah. But I mean, wasn't Fitz getting yelled at last week to like be a better man and stuff and this? But what if the only way to stop Talbot is to kill him? So evil Fitz is like the way to go.
Oh, but no, you don't have to kill him. You just need to rip the adamantium or rip the gravitonium right out.
Hey man, that almost killed Wolverine. I think if he didn't have a healing factor, I mean, even with the healing factor, almost killed him. So I mean, if he pulled out a Talbot, maybe we'll kill him.
Yeah, well, they say that's why Wolverine could even get the adamantium, was that healing factor.
Oh, yeah, because I guess it poisons you eventually if you don't have a healing factor.
Exactly. That's the theory. A film theory. No, a comic book theory. The kids, that's like the greatest thing about this new thing from the Amazon Fire thing, and I'm sure your Google thing and all that, is that we're sitting there and it's like, oh, we can watch YouTube together. So me and Tristan, we're watching all the game theory stuff. He wants to watch the gamer videos because he's a kid.
Yeah,
everyone who plays gamer videos, they're all so annoying. They
my son watches some of those too. Yeah, you get the voices and it's like, oh my god!
Except for Toxin Gamer 13, who is a professional. That guy can really handle as I play videos.
Experienced man, but he has that youthful exuberance. Yes.
Yes. But he's been doing it a long time too. So it's like he's got like over 100 videos. The guy he is prolific. He is prolific because every time he plays, he figures, well, I'm playing the game. I should put this online so everyone can share with me and my joy. That's Toxin Gamer 13. Watch him on YouTube. That kid's gonna put himself through college with YouTube videos. You watch. Anyway. This was interesting. I'm bad with my comic books. I am so far behind on Steven Universe. But I do love Steven Universe. But apparently they have revealed, big spoilers if you haven't caught up on your Steven Universe or have read all the spoilers online. Rose is Pink Diamond now. So there you go. Fan theory confirmed, which doesn't answer any of the major problems everyone who criticized this fan theory have had with saying, how could Rose Quartz be Pink Diamond? Especially when Peridot recognizes Steven as a Rose Quartz. He specifically says, you're clearly a quartz. You are clearly a quartz. You're crystal. And Tell Steven what his gemological structure is. How is a freaking Peridot who is freaking living in service of diamonds gonna mistake a quartz for a diamond? Diamonds, as I've said from the beginning, are carbon-based stones. You will not confuse it with a silicate-based stone if you can see the crystalline structures of stones.
Word.
I'm just saying, Ms. Sugar, explain yourself. But, don't just give us a cop-out on this stuff.
I mean, I'm sure we'll talk tomorrow with Lilith, but I can't believe you're glossing over the big headline I thought you would have led with.
Which is Lucifer or
Rick
and Morty?
Yeah, Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah, Rick and Morty has been renewed.
Was it like 70 episodes or something?
Okay, so this was an interesting point. I was reading a cute fan theory on this, is that the statement of 70 episodes, that if you break down how many episode orders it's had per season, 70 episodes will actually take them to 9 seasons.
Oh, nice.
As Rick stated in it was the Rick Shake Redemption. We're gonna do this for 9 seasons as a movie, Morty, till I get my McNugget sauce. And of course now the McNuggets, and this is the thing, they've got to incorporate the fact that now McNugget sauce is readily available at every McDonald's.
Oh, that's Szechuan sauce or whatever.
The Szechuan sauce. It's tasty. I'll be honest, it's tasty. It's not as expeditious as a powder milk biscuit, but it's still tasty.
When I saw that, yes. I was like 70 episodes. I'm like, how happy would you be if they're like, oh yeah, we're renewing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for 70 episodes? That's like what, like 2.5 seasons?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Well, no, I'd love to hear that. Yeah, but I don't know. Is that an official number or is that a tweeted number?
I don't know. Well, I thought I saw it in a headline or something. So.
Well, yeah, but as far as I know, it's related to the tweets. So that, like, Dan Harmon has said, yeah, I can't wait to get working on all these new episodes. And they've said it's renewed, but I don't think there's been a specific episode order that's come through.
I just thought the whole 70 thing is, I thought maybe because animation's like a different animal than live action.
No, it's well, I mean, unless they're doing a Teen Titans Go production schedule, which is a very aggressive schedule.
As we learned in Teen Titans Go 200.
Yes, it is a very aggressive schedule. And not for nothing, it is.
I can't wait for that movie.
But since you bring it up, I actually have a new fan theory on Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Now, for those of you who recall, Evil Morty, there's a lot of talk about it. It's Rick's original Morty. You know what? Here's what I'm going to tell you. If Evil Morty is Rick's original Morty, that's as lazy as Pink Diamond being Rose Quartz. Lazy writing. Lazy. It's like, well, what did the fans say? Yeah, that's what the fans said. Let the fans do it then. I don't got to write nothing. Let the fans do it all. Give me the next... just grab me 5 fan fictions off the interwebs. That's our script. I'm going to go to the pool and drink a margarita. I'm just saying it's lazy writing because first off, once the fan says it, you can't do it, and especially if it's the popular fan theory.
I haven't watched Rick and Morty yet. I want to. Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. You can get most of it on Netflix at the moment.
I was gonna say maybe I'll have to start watching a couple tonight just so I have a somewhat of a basis for when you even if we're going off tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I still can't find like the first half of the season of The Good Place, and it's really driving me nuts.
It's not on like it's not on like what is that, CBS? It's not like on demand or anything.
Well, it's not on CBS. It's an NBC show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is again what I'm going to say. It's like NBC has good content. It's a great show, but anyway. But my point is it's like they won't give me the first half of the second season. I can watch all of the first season on Hulu or on Netflix. On Hulu, I can watch, and on well, actually, you know what? Maybe I should try to see if I can get it on the demand works on my DirecTV now. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I'm trying to figure it out. But I want to see how this season started. Great season. I believe it's actually made by the same people who also made Last Man on Earth and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, both of which have also been canceled.
Yes. Yeah, so that was your theory that maybe Fox is cleaning house.
Yeah. Or as I was saying, because you had said, well, maybe they want to clean house before Disney buys it, and I had this idea I was going to say, but I couldn't because I was at work. while everyone's tweeting, everyone's messengering. And what I was gonna say is maybe the because you had said maybe they want to do this before Disney buys them, said maybe they know that the Comcast deal is going through, and they're trying to save Lucifer from NBC.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was even thinking later. I'm like, what if is Lucifer gonna show up on Legends of Tomorrow?
Oh, him and Constantine.
Because I mean, they were like DC Vertigo characters, both of them. So I think.
Yeah, but
I haven't read it, but I think they actually met at one point.
Really? Oh.
I think so. We'll have to ask Lilith, but I haven't read that one. But yeah, I'm
okay.
Sure they crossed paths at some point.
And then they met Archie, and Lilith would have a very happy day. That would be Lilith's ultimate crossover. Constantine, Lucifer, and Archie team together to fight Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Because she's evil now in this universe.
Bring it up tomorrow. I'm sure, She'll be like,
yes. Yeah, but Last Man on Earth got canceled, which really makes me mad because it really, I mean, they ended on a great moment, and then they like totally did a weird thing at the end that makes you go, well, what happens next? And,
well, yeah, I think that's gonna be a lot of them because like we said, they announced today. I guess they're canceling Lucifer. The season finale is Monday, so I'm pretty sure they didn't like set like a definitive ending, so it could end on a cliffhanger for all we know.
Yeah, well, it's probably like Agents of Shield. I mean, Agents of Shield, they said they went into this season saying, this is probably our last one.
Yeah, I don't know.
As it's ending, though, everyone in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like, I can't wait to write the next season.
Yeah.
It's not renewed, but I guess, you know what it is? I think that they're sitting there going, you know what? I think we proved ourselves to the creatives at Disney and the creatives at Marvel Studios, and we're busting our way back in.
Well, I mean, I wonder, too, if they're going to shoot for one more. Oh, wait, this is the fifth season, right?
Well,
yeah, they did hit 100 episodes. They did hit that syndication money already. But I mean, it would be cool to get in at least one more season because what if season 6, Coulson and the team has to step up more because hey, half the superheroes disappeared.
Yeah, what if the only people left are the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
and like those original Avengers?
And Graviton.
Yes.
I want Telba as Graviton.
Hey, what if S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes official again because they need the help, and what if they put Coulson in charge of I think we mentioned this already, but put Coulson in charge of forming like a Thunderbolts team.
Yeah, well,
you already got Graviton here. You got
Moonstone,
the absorbing man.
Absorbing man, he's awesome.
Yeah.
That was always the weirdest thing about it is how is the absorbing man not already? Because the whole thing they were trying to create with this, what if you could have a human that could take on the properties of an element? I mean, like absorbing man, the guy standing right there. Yes. What if you could create someone like that? You mean like him? Yes. What if that happened?
What if we could create two?
Well, you know what? And here's what I'm gonna say, man. It's all Loki. You know what? Here's what I want. I just want for that final season. I want. You know what? Here's what I want. After half the world disappears, I want Coulson to take out his flip phone and say, it's time to call in some more help. And then you cut to Wakanda, and you just hear the phone ringing. And you just see because you can't get Chris Evans, but you just see a glove reaching down to answer it.
Although, hey, he's not busy. You know who they could have make a couple appearances if they do another season? I mean, this would even be working. It happened in the comic book back in the day. Get what's Jeremy Renner doesn't seem busy. Bring him in for a couple episodes.
Well, maybe that's who he calls. Oh, that'd be great. We got to call in. You just have after Deke disappears because Deke's gonna pop out. Deke's gonna pop up because that's how they're gonna say we know we've changed the universe.
Yeah, what if they change the when they save the world, they change the timeline to save the world? Yeah, Deke's gonna pop out.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, although here's what you get to that crazy ironic what if worlds. Thanos is on the world when it was destroyed. What if actually destroying the world is what saved the universe? In that alternate time, so yes, humanity was destroyed, but Thanos got a rock to the head from the Earth destroying, and his gauntlet couldn't save him.
That works into a theory I had too, because it's maybe Avengers 4 is some kind of Kree Skrull war or something, because it's remember, Thanos didn't make half the Earth disappear. He made like half the universe disappear. So, yeah. I mean, and does everybody know it was Thanos? Maybe like some alien races tracked at the Earth and be like, hey, something happened on Earth. And, half the universe disappeared. So I think we better go stomp on those Earth men.
Well, I don't know. Thanos is pretty well known.
Yeah, but does anybody know he actually did it, though? I mean, the only present were the Avengers.
And who else knew he was there?
Well, you would think at least the Collector, right?
The Collector, and more importantly, Eitri the Dwarf.
True.
As I've said, the reason Eitri couldn't come help fight, because who wouldn't want a giant Peter Dinklage stomping on your Outriders?
True.
Not for nothing, a giant Peter Dinklage, even Thanos is going to have a hard time with that. Oh, by the way, here's a fun thing. Do you know why Thanos was able to beat the Hulk?
Performance anxiety?
No, because he had the Power Stone.
Power Stone
gives you superhuman strength. That's how he could actually punch the Hulk and boom, boom, boom. Thanos, without that, isn't that much stronger than. I mean, he's a big buff guy, but he's
not taking the Hulk.
Yeah, he's like Lou Ferrigno strength. You don't want to fight him. He can punch Captain America out with one fist. But when they say, how come he can punch the Hulk, but when he punches Captain America, he just knocks him out? The reason why is because Captain America's holding back his hand. Mm-hmm. And because he's holding back his hand, he can't clench his fist. Because he can't clench his fist, he can't activate his stones. That's the point. If you can't, because the way it's got a whole triggering mechanism and yada, yada, yada.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was at the point when Iron Man and Spider-Man and everyone they had Mantis on his head. Didn't someone say, don't let him close the glove or something?
Yeah, they say don't let him close the glove because they know that's how it works. Mm-hmm. It's a very simple thing. Because not for nothing, Doctor Strange, he's going back through space and time, seeing how all the different things played out. It's going to come up. Oh, this is how it works. But the thing is that, but that is why Thanos couldn't just beat the heck out of everyone after he beat up the Hulk, because he was able to close his fist before he fought the Hulk.
Yeah, but like I was saying before, I wonder if they now after the snap, he for some reason he can't use the stones anymore. So I mean, the first 5 minutes of the next movie might be them locking him up or deciding, hey, should we kill him?
Well, because the whole thing is that, and here's the thing. This is what I'm saying, is that the stones are still working together.
Mm-hmm. They're going to have to unlock the stones. They'll take Thanos down, but they're like, okay, now how do we...
Yeah, no, they're going to come, and first 20 minutes, Thanos is completely beat the heck out of him by Captain America all by himself with his freaking original shield. Boom,
oh, I even said, because I was talking to my guys on the Quantum Zone last night, I said... because one of them said, oh, I wanted Cap to get his original shield back this movie. I said, no, that's next movie, because that's going to be the big thing since, it's mostly the original Avengers left. We're going to get that Steve and Tony reunion. And, maybe after they kiss and make up, Tony's going to hand them that shield back.
No, Ant-Man hands him the shield back because he stole it.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been on the run for 2 years, right? If Ant-Man could have stolen it, don't you think he would have already?
Well, but it's hard to get in touch with him.
He made a deal, Charlie. He can't steal anymore.
Except I think that's everything that happens in the next movie.
He's busy helping Michael Douglas put handles on buildings.
Those handles were in the building when he built the building because it was a building designed
to
drink and roll away. I just hope no one was in that building, because otherwise that's really freaky.
Yeah. I mean, especially if you don't shrink with the building. Yes.
Well, of course, everything in the building has to shrink because all the desks shrink.
Oh, yeah.
But what's funny is that everyone is like, this is just the weirdest building to work in. I mean, all the desks are nailed down.
Oh my God, it's a giant old man scientist.
Yeah, well. It's crazy. Oh, so much to talk about. So much more to talk about. Speculations. And I didn't even get to my actual Rick and Morty theory. So, as you all may recall, I had come up with the idea that that evil Morty is actually Short Rick, because we meet Tall Morty in that final episode of the last season, which is the dumb Rick. And you have to ask, well, how did he get dumb? Now, of course, maybe Rick was trying to transfer his intelligence, only transferred his genius into Morty. But then I remembered the episode with the devil, where the actual devil is selling cursed objects. And one of the cursed objects he sells to Rick is a microscope that would make him dumber. And I was thinking, well, wait a minute. Now, of course, Rick sees this is coming. But what if there's a universe where Summer is actually Rick's companion? Morty, with nothing to do that summer, goes to work for the devil. And he's complaining about, oh, everyone's so mean to me. I wish I was smarter. I wish I was the genius of the family. And he gives him this thing. This will make you a genius. And he makes him a genius by stealing Rick's intelligence. And then evil Morty then defeats the devil because he's a genius, drops off tall Rick, and then starts wreaking out his havoc. And you can say that's the original Morty. Except he's not, because that would make the tall Rick the original Rick. But maybe as they've said, maybe that whole first episode was actually a different universe and we've been watching a completely different universe the entire time. That maybe between all the episodes, it's not always the same Rick we follow. And that's why you can have completely messed up continuity. Because sure, why not? It works for the story. Okay, that was my big fan theory on short Morty and tall Rick. That is the short Morty who went to work for the devil, got Rick's genius, and then used Rick's genius to not only defeat the devil, maybe even steal some of his devil powers, because, why not? And then go on his rampage to destroy all Ricks. That's my theory.
All right. Well, here's homework. You go read some comics, and I think I might try to squeeze in some Rick and Morty before Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. starts.
That sounds like a good plan. You got an hour. Okay. Phil, if people would like to talk to you about their crazy fan theories and their connections they have yet to superfy, how can they find you?
If you want to ask me if this is evil Charlie Esser, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am @nightwingpdp. And remember, follow Superconnectivity on Facebook, on Twitter, @SuperConnectPod. And the voicemail for Everything Capes and Lunatics, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES.
And if you do want to know if I am the evil Charlie, always remember, evil spelled backwards is live. And we all want to do that now, don't we? And you can write to me in that old-fashioned email way, like our Ma's and Pa's once did, and Tall Morty and Short Rick probably still do to this day, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitters. I live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tonight, if I can stay up that late, @Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEssser. Look for the 2 E's right there in the middle for quality. Thank you for connecting with us, fair listeners, and the ugly ones too. Please connect with us again. Super connect with us. That's the outro music.
Yes, it is, Charlie.
It's actually the intro music played backwards. No, it's not, but...
Paul is dead.
There you go. Who's Paul?
Was there something about a Beatles album if you played it backwards?
Yeah. It does say Paul instead.
Paul McCartney. You're being the young kids. Who's Paul?
Who's Paul? Well, or just like...
Oh, you mean that guy who sang with Kanye that time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Poopity scoop.